Welcome to Subramani. I'm going to take you a little back in time and in geography and going to Greece. Let us look at three words: ethos, pathos, and logos. Right. So pathos was when you appeal to a person's emotions, right? So that is how you persuaded somebody. Ethos was quoting authority. I am your teacher, I am telling you. I am your husband, I am telling you. I am your father, I am telling you. Or I am your wife, I am telling you. Whatever. That was ethos. And then there was logos, that is logic, right? You use these three, at least Aristotle used these three, and these three became very popular, including in martial arts, etc. Everywhere it was applied. Why am I saying it now? I'm just seeing how it has been applied even to things like investing. Even in personal finance, a lot of emotion was applied, right? Then today, of course, people want logic and they want logos to be there. But when was a lot of pathos applied? You go back to 1937. I'm going to quote from that book, Think and Grow Rich. By no means am I disparaging the book. I think it's a great book. Everybody should read it, including every little young boy and girl who is 11, 12 years of age. You should read it because this book is not so much about money, it is about attitude to life. I think it's a great book, it should be read. But there are some paragraphs there which stand out and make you wonder whether it is really possible, right? So Think and Grow Rich has one para where it says, when you begin to think and grow rich, you will observe that riches begin with a state of mind, with a definiteness of the purpose, with little or no hard work. This is very difficult to accept. However, there are a lot of people who believe that all you have to do is sit in peace and attract wealth, and wealth will come to you. I don't know whether something like this is empirically testable. Can you go and test this? If you can't test this, it's difficult to accept. Can you just sit with your eyes closed and say, I wish all the wellness and goodness come to me and the world will hear and make it happen? I think so, yes, but am I willing to try something like that? No, because I do think you will have to put in the effort and make this attempt. It is not like I am quoting him again when he says definiteness of purpose with little or no hard work. I honestly do not think that this works. I mean, I'm not sure whether this works. I'm not willing to say it can't work because I have not done any research on. The core idea seems to be to get rich quickly without much effort. The whole of US suffers from this, and a large part of Indians are also suffering from this. Everybody is looking for quick fixes and YouTube videos on how to make wealth, and I don't think such shortcuts are available. So let me again go and quote from another book, saying, knowledge arrived at by Pathos can of course be legitimate, but we can only know this by providing proof, right? So if you can't provide proof, how are you going to prove it? Is this practical? Is there proof, right? I don't think there is proof, so I'm not willing to accept it. The fact remains that there is no way how you can test something like this, so I'm not willing to accept it. But I'm not saying, but remember, when I'm saying this, I'm not saying mindset is irrelevant, because a lot of people, you definitely need positive attitude, because when I say this can be done, you say no, it can't be done. For example, I have a video which says how you can create 1000 crores for your grandchild or for your child, depending on the child's age. Many people come and say, oh, it's not possible. And there are many people who say, wow, it's a great idea, we're going to give it a try. Because at the end of 65 years, even if you have not reached 1000 crores, say you have reached 700 crores or 800 crores, that's not a bad amount, right? So many of the things in the past which we have been told, for example, buying the dip. I have seen there is evidence working only after a market has fallen by 40%. Till then it may or may not work, right? So if you're saving say 5,000 rupees a month and the market falls 5% and you make your contribution 10,000 per month, does it help? anyway making it 10,000 per month will help, but the fall didn't help. So right, so many of these emotionally told things can now be time tested. Like living in your own house is far more emotionally satisfying than mathematically being a good investment, but we will continue to do some of those things. So what I'm trying to say is just be careful about what you hear, see whether it can be empirically tested, and something which can't be empirically tested, I'm not saying it can't work. That is the Machiavellian way of thinking, that I don't understand so it won't work. So try both. You can't just sit and say I hope, I'm thinking to grow rich and I will grow rich. That means you can go and tell a poor person you're poor because you're thinking yourself as poor. Now you start thinking yourself as rich and you will become rich. He's not going to accept it. He's going to laugh at it. He's going to say either help me or just go take a walk, right? So today at least all these beliefs can be tested. You have faster computers, you have faster logic. People are talking about behavioral finance. Behavioral finance is what I think 1937 book of Napoleon Rich was saying, but he did not use words like behavioral finance. He said you have to attract money. I do think having a positive mindset and all that is useful, but that alone may not work. That's my feeling. Not everybody is convinced by logic either, right? So you have to appeal to ethos, pathos and logos for convincing a person to take a particular line of action for doing certain things. For example, you have to appeal to the person's pathos by saying, what happens if you live very long? What happens if you live till the age of 102 instead of 72 as you think, right? Then you have to use some authority of saying, look, I am the company. I'm telling you that only so much money has to be put in provident fund, right? Does it look good? No, but later on they'll thank you saying, wow, thank you, you did it. And then there has to be logic and saying, look, your job may not last till the age of 60 like it did for your father. You're only 28 years of age, but you may have to quit your job by 45 or 50. So you need to develop other skills. You need to improve your fitness, etc., etc. So all three will work. But to think that you can just sit quietly, attract happiness and wealth and all, to me looks very difficult. But there are a lot of people who believe in it. So I know I may get some hate mail because of this, but just think about it. I find it very difficult to believe. If you find it good to believe, easy to believe, more power to you. But I think a combination of all this will work, and this unfortunately cannot be tested in a laboratory. Thank you.